I'm standing inside the Chinatown Center. It's a familiar mall. You've probably seen it on Spadina, right in the heart of Chinatown. Now, there are several empty storefronts here, but what's more, there are several abandoned units. And many of those abandoned units actually owe the city back property taxes. Collectively, their tax bill is up to over $5 million. Now, that's enough to pay the salaries of 53 police officers or to buy 7 hybrid TTC buses. And the city has little chance of ever recouping those costs. But not for lack of trying.
The city has the ability to offer the property for a sale of land by public tender after 3 years of arrears have accumulated, which allows the city to sell the property through the public sale process.
And it's done that several times for several units. Nobody is buying here or here. This industrial space has been on the auction block 3 times, always being sold as is, contaminated, but only for the amount it owes the city.
The city is required under the City of Toronto Act to put a property, make the property for sale only for the amount of taxes outstanding, plus any costs that the city has incurred to sell that property.
So in this case, it's $4 million, while some of the units in here could go for just over $500,000. Brendan isn't surprised that these places are getting lukewarm reception, even in Toronto's red-hot real estate market.
There are issues either with owner and tenant organizations. There may be problems with a condominium corporation.
The city has far fewer debtors than it had in 2000, when the city was owed nearly $70 million from companies with more than $500,000 in unpaid taxes. But it's the first time since the economic downturn of 2009 that the city has been owed more than $30 million from this group.
It's a very small percentage of the total amount the city bills. In fact, it's less than 0.5%.
But that doesn't mean the city is just writing off the losses. Now, the city is actively looking for other methods of recovering the cash. We do know, for example, that at least one of those so-called heavy hitters will be back up for sale at the fall tax sale. In Chinatown, Cristina Howorun, City News.